Hello and welcome to TIO Stadium, and a big welcome to round 8 in the NTFL competition being played here in Darwin in the middle of the wet season. It's hot and humid today, and it's Wanderers who won the premiership last week up against the Darwin Buffaloes. The Eagles last week went to Gardens Oval and got overrun by a pretty tenacious Nightcliff side who beat them with a kick after the siren. It was a bad loss for the Eagles, and the Buffaloes, well, what do you say about them? 5 in a row. Inspirational win last week over the league leaders here, Southern District. Should be a pretty good match. Jared Eilers joins us in commentary. Jared, how do you see this game going?
Yeah, look, obviously third plays fifth, and we expect exciting brand of football between these two teams. For Wanderers, Thomas Motlop, Liam Patrick into the side, and Daniel Weecher as their sort of big name players. Not playing today for Wanderers, Daniel Motlop, and they're missing Nathan Jakura, who's been on fire since the start of the season. For the Buffaloes, they're going to miss Alan Obbs and Cameron Stokes, who are two big name players for them.
Well, certainly those two players you mentioned for Darwin there, they virtually won the game off their own boot last week, didn't they?
Yeah, correct. They structure the side up pretty well, and obviously their leadership and the direction on field is quite big for them. However, I'm still tipping the Buffaloes. They've got the momentum, they're on a roll, and I'm tipping them to win today.
Well, I'm not so sure I agree with you there. We'll see how it goes, though. Stay with us, start not that far away. And so, game underway here, just got started, and Jared Eilers, we expected a couple of changes. We've seen a couple.
Yes, well, what we have seen is Alex Erlinson is a surprise in for the Darwin Buffaloes. Normally we see him in the other Guernsey, the Wanderers strip, but a big game from him, and had a bit of feeling to it, no doubt.
Thomas Motlop's kick out wide there in the direction of Aaron Motlop over the boundary line. So those big outs we talked about before, those two players out for the Darwin Buffaloes is really going to cause them some problems today, especially up forward, I think.
I think so. Obviously, Alan Obbs is a focal point for the Buffs, and he's consistently kicked multiple goals whenever he's played. So he's obviously going to hurt the team. But in saying that, with Sean Wilson, Jared Stokes, these top players, Matty Campbell, of course, floating around the forward line, they've certainly got the ability to kick the score line.
What do you reckon of this new Darwin jumper with the blue number on the back? It's almost impossible to see. It's just a bit of rain falls. You'd never read that number. I mean, people don't put a lot of thought into the jumpers, I don't think.
I would have stuck with the white number on the back, absolutely.
Well, maybe they've just got this for this round because it is road safety round, isn't it? Maybe. Let's hope it is. There's a kick, comes out into the hands of Aaron Motlop, breaks from half back, kicks it up towards the wing. Simon Bates front position, didn't get to the footy. Clever work out the back there. Darwin doing pretty well there, trying to pick the footy up. Was that Cunoth down? I think it was. Yep. Tossie Cunoth gets the handball back. The Alice Springs player goes with the handball, links it across, gives it to Shawnee Wilson on the wing. His handball was good. Tossie on the back up, pumps it inside 50. The reliable Thomas Motlop drops back. She's been a good defender this year. Loose, gets across half back. Very hard to get past him.
Yeah, of course. He reads the play really well. He's one of the best in the business, and very reliable.
So Wanderers with the ball now out towards the wing. The kick is pretty good, and they take the mark out there. They can bring this ball back in. How do you see this game going? I know you're leaning towards Buffs.
Well, I think the last time we saw these two teams play, Buffaloes had a very poor first half. Mark Motlop took them to the other side of the field and read the right act to them, and they come out and won the game. So I'm thinking they don't want to go down that path again, and I've tipped Buffaloes.
Campbell's handball was pretty good. He's going to be such an important player today, Matt Campbell, very experienced player. Eagles tackling on that far side of the ground. So I don't know who's going to kick. Who'll kick the goals for Darwin here today, do you reckon? Sam Bono kicked some last week, didn't he?
Yes. Well, I think I just mentioned Jared Stokes, Sean Wilson, and Matty Campbell. But I guess you're right, Charlie. That with Obbs out, Joe Collinson was lining up at full forward, and he's obviously not the right type of player to be sitting in that position. He's certainly not a key position player. So they're going to have to work the ball, run the ball over the line through the 50s, and have their shots on the run, I reckon.
Sambona was a multiple goal kicker last week. He kicked 3. It was Obbs, though, the man. I think he kicked 5 in the match, and I think he kicked 6. In fact, he kicked 5 of them after three-quarter time. Ball towards the boundary line and forced over.
I must say, Charlie, the Darwin Buffaloes have certainly had the run of the play in the first 3.5 minutes, so their pressure through the midfield's pretty good. What we did see was Michael Hagan just break away on the wing there and scoop up the footy. Great pickup. He certainly will be looking to put his stamp on this match, considering missing out on the draft during the week.
So the umpire's having a discussion here. What's this all about? Thomas Motlop has the ball in the back pocket. He thinks he's got a free kick. He may have to handle it. Did they pay it out of bounds on the full? Maybe it was touched.
That was the bait. Was it touched or was it out in the bounds of the full? The umpires ruled touched, and now we have a throw in.
Thomas was loaded up and ready to go, looking for another touch.
Yeah,
he didn't get.
Trying to convince the umpire. Sometimes, well, most of the time, never works.
No, Keelan Fijo in there working for it as well. As you're right, Darwin with all the ball here. Mitch Taylor looking for the foot. He couldn't pick it up. Run towards the boundary line. Eagles across there through Braden McLean, sees it across.
Free kick, Charlie. Bit of a high tackle from Stokes on McLean.
So McLean in the back pocket. Has to run in short there if he wants to go to Lovett. What about him, Andrew Lovett, playing today? Handy inclusion for the Eagles. Here's Liam Patrick.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's another one too. They've certainly got some AFL experienced players to tap into, and we've seen Malcolm Lynch have a run with Wanderers, and obviously Nathan Jakura. So they've certainly got some, and Daniel Motlop too, who's not playing today. So they've certainly got some talent in their squad. They just need to get everyone on the track at the same time.
Most clubs have that trouble. Wanderers had more of it last year than anyone else, and as a consequence of that, I think they sort of went through the motions a bit in the first half of the season and then finished with really fresh legs after half-time. It's a risky strategy, but it worked.
It's not recommended.
No.
It's certainly not the way St Mary's like to do things, but I tell you what, when they're up and about, they're very hard to stop. We might see our first deliberate shot on goal here, Charlie. And it's a point.
So for a minor score. Just if you're interested in the early game, St Mary's played the Tiwi Bombers. They led all day, St Mary's, and then ran out winners by 88 points, 23-24 to 11 goals 8. Remember last week St Mary's kicked, 20 goals 30 or 25 goals 30 or something, like wasn't it? Something ridiculous. At one stage here it was 10 goals 16, and then they finished pretty strongly in the second half. The Tiwi Bombers not in it, had an ugly incident at the end of the game, but that all got sorted out. Buffs with the ball deep in the back pocket here. Little kick to Alex Erlinson. The switcheroo man. And switcheroo turns it over and gives it off to Thomas Motlop. Tommy, another touch. Good touch to him.
I don't think he would have kicked it to him deliberately. I'm pretty sure he knows he's on another team then.
Gee, the Lovett kick in was a beauty, wasn't it? He's on song. You can tell that was a beautiful kick. Just put it out directly in front of Ferreira. Now, a lot of people talking about this man having a chance of being picked up in the draft. It never eventuated.
No, he was highly rated, and his performances down south in the SNFL certainly pushed his name to top of the list.
Could have done better with that one, Jerome Motlop.
Yeah, time and space there to straighten up, but unfortunately we haven't seen a major goal inside the first 6.5 minutes.
So the Eagles have got a couple of points. That's out of bounds on the full, I reckon. Is it? No. Umpire says it was marked in the field of play. Toshi Kunoth for the footy. Eagles on the pickup. Keelan Fijo wins it. Goes along with that. Dangerous when you try to kick it off the ground along the boundary line, but it worked this time. He got it to Simon Bates, who then went over the boundary line.
And just going back to Davin Ferreira not getting picked up, I think he suffered some injuries during the season as well, so that would have played a bit of a role. He was certainly highly rated, but he certainly set himself up. If he can have another good year next year, he certainly puts his name back in there.
And Ryan Nyhouse, we should mention him. Picked up on a rookie with Fremantle.
Yeah, a great result. That's unbelievable, and I'm stoked for Ryan Nyhouse. He a Nycliffe product, and they've done extremely well to develop him. But he certainly gave took his opportunities at NT Thunder and become a premiership player at the back end of the year, second in the NEFL Rising Star, and now he's drafted on a rookie list for Fremantle.
I think we had a couple of rookies picked up, but the big one was Daniel Rioli, picked up, of course, by Richmond. And when you look at that fact that he was picked up and you compare it with the other states, per capita, the Territory's done pretty well. So people, the knockers will be saying, oh, we don't do too well. We do very well.
Yeah, absolutely. One in the main draft, Daniel Rioli from St Mary's, and two in the rookie draft. And Anthony Tipamudi from the Tiwi Bombers and the Tiwi Islands. He went the hard way. He had an unbelievable under-18s carnival in 2012 and was knocking on the door. He had to do it the hard way and train with the VFL side of Essendon Bombers, and he's been given his chance, so well deserved, and congratulations to those three young men from the Territory. Yeah,
we wish them all the best. Who's got it? Who do you reckon? Tommy Motlop again. He's having a big first quarter here for the Eagles. He's out there forward of the wing. He plays across defensive half back line. Ball knocked down. Give Darwin a chance to clear this away. The kick will come into the middle. Knocked to ground. Good work. Handball came out cleverly done by Joey Collinson, who's a good player. Here's the one-on-one. And best position running back there. Alex Erlinson takes a terrific mark and then knocks the ball on, but he keeps his feet. He's going to kick a goal here, you'd reckon. No, they got him and dispossessed him. Oh, they made a real meal of it, but they're going to get the free kick, I reckon.
Oh, one way or the other. It was all lined up for Mitch Taylor, then it was lined up for Alex Erlinson. It was a great battle, and hopefully that setup continues for the rest of the game. But unfortunately, Mitch Taylor just hung on for a little bit too long on that occasion.
Gee, you can't do that. Not on the last line of defence. You've got to be smarter than that. And they're going to kick a goal here. Erlinson tucked in the pocket. He doesn't have to do anything silly. Just run straight in and kick. He's done that and he's missed. He's missed everything. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that, and I would have gone with the check side even on that angle. Well, but big let off there. One-on-one contest, and I like Alex Ellison up forward in the full forward position. Just needs to kick them once. Well, two clangers. One he turned over, and one there he kicked out of bounds on the full when he really should have scored something. So the ball's going back here. The Eagles are going to get it. I'm not sure what happened back here, but it's a Wanderers free kick deep in defence there. Braden McLean, I think, has got it in the pocket. Wanderers were sloppy, Jared. I must tell you, I watched their game last week against Nightcliff. If ever a team wasn't switched on and not in the game, that was Wanderers. They were in front for most of the game, but then they got overrun in the last quarter. In fact, it was a goal after the siren that sunk them, but they didn't play good footy. Yeah, well, again, we come back to the contest that these two teams played each other. I think Wanderers were up by about 35, 40 points at half-time, and they got overrun. So I guess you get to that position and you can't switch off. You need to continue to play football, to push the ball forward, to make your tackles, to keep the pressure there. Otherwise, teams will come back and overrun you, and it's a mental thing. And I think we saw a little bit of that with the St Mary's Waratahs game last week as well. Thorne with the handball was pretty good. He gave it off to Leslie Moroney, and he wastes that kick. And coming back to that point, Charlie, I think that's where your leaders are very important within your club and within your teams. Like you got to recognise, well, yes, we're leading and we're in front, but you need to keep the intensity up. You need to keep that level up there and bring the rest of the players with you. So score check here. It's a low-scoring game. Not a lot happening. 11 minutes gone in this first term. No major score on the board. Eagles have kicked 3 behinds, and Darwin the 1. So throw in deep down in the forward pocket here for the Eagles. So you get so many players around that ball. Look, there's no way that's going to get out unless someone scrambles a kick, and that's what they were able to do out towards the boundary line. That goes over, and the boundary umpire has to come and throw it in. So it's outside defensive 50. Darwin have worked it away from the danger area. It's interesting how the Darwin Buffaloes are doing their rotations. Adam Sambono, who's out at full forward now, and maybe open space, a bit of speed on the ground is the way to go. But we've seen 3 players rotate through that position so far. So Wanderers with the build-up kick here. That's the player who just came on. He was off. He was on, and then he was off, and then he was back on again. Ferreira, who let him on then was Andrew Lovett, and he ran straight down into the forward line unchecked. Yep. How often does that happen? Yeah, more often than it should happen, Charlie, especially in NTFL footy. But he certainly ran into the right space. If Wanderers were going to win that ball out on the far side, it was always going to go to the top of the square, and he ran to the right spot. Well, let's see if he can kick this. Angle not that severe. Distance absolutely not a problem. It's taken a long time getting his thoughts. And now he comes in on the long walk. Goodness me, they should have stopped clock on this, and then misses everything. It's lucky, I don't think he'll kick it, even get a point out of it. When you take that long over it, that's generally what happens. You just got to get on with the game, don't you? It's an instinctive thing to kick a footy, isn't it? Drop it to your boot and kick the thing.
We've seen it so many times that players that overthink things and take too long to have the set shot just end up psyching themselves out, Charlie. And we saw there the technique went out the window, come off the side of the boot, and had a bounce on the full.
I know what I'd be saying if I was Darwin. I'd be saying these guys don't want to win this. They don't want to win this. Let's show them how to do it. And this, this often happens. Then they run it to the other end of the ground and kick a goal, and here they go on this big run down the field. That might be Watson with that kick. Oh, that's a great kick, but that's a terrific mark. Running back with the flight of the ball. You don't get much better than that. Great mark taken back there by Daniel Wheater, who is an accomplished defender, isn't he? Gives it to Tommy Motlop, runs off half back, draws them to him, and then pumps it up long towards the half forward line. He's going to drop just a little bit short. He wanted a teammate to run on it. That's Brenton Motlop. He didn't get to it. They force it towards the boundary line. Umpire taking a close look at it. They're going to let play go on. Darwin get it. They come away with it. Handball up towards the wing. Wanderers getting in the way again. Comes back towards Mitch Taylor. And the Eagles now from the wing. Thorne out there as well. And Aaron Motlop sees it over the boundary line.
Yeah, brilliant mark by Daniel Wheater going back just a minute ago before the play. And I think, again, because Sambono was only a small player down back, there was no real pressure, physical pressure to go back with the fly of the ball. Daniel Wheater had all the confidence in the world to take that mark.
Screen's little kick squeeze through there. Might have been Joey Collinson. Good spoil from the back there too. Came from Nathan Woodley. Now Darwin can get clear here. They'll expose Wanderers for pace, I reckon. We've seen a little bit of that from Darwin over this season. Handball to Bates. Bates onto the ball, caught in a tackle, goes to ground. Out comes Thorne on the big pickup, goes to the handball, back landed straight in the hands of Matt Campbell for Darwin. And then his second effort was pretty good. Goes in and picks it up, goes with the handball out towards the half back line. They've got runners in the middle of the ground. They're going to go with the kick along the wing. And the screaming out here for it is Sean Wilson. And that's where it's going to go. He's got a pathway in front of him. He mucked it up. He's got the runners going around him. Can he get it out here to Timmy Eldridge? He goes to the top of the goal square. Got it over the top. Motlop did really well back there. Thomas Motlop, who's having an outstanding first quarter, puts his hands on that and turns the goal into a point.
Yeah, that's definitely last line of defence, fingernail stuff there. Well done, Thomas Motlop.
Braden McLean brought it out towards the wing. Darwin doing pretty well. Handball back, spillage towards Howard with the handball. Back to... That was to Jerome Motlop. And here's the run forward by Andrew Lovett along the wing. They got him. He shrugs. The tackle goes to ground. Is he okay? He tried to kick it while he was lying on the ground, but he's lucky not to get penalised for that. But it didn't. I don't think it stopped him enough, did it? They had a hold of him, but it was like towing a trailer behind him. It didn't bother him that much. Spillage inside 50. Darwin on the run.
Great pressure there.
Liam Patrick runs in, bangs away at goal. No, it was smothered. Goes to ground. Gee, lots of missed opportunities here. Not sure about this Wanderers strip either. I don't like it much. Daniel Wheater's kick. The yellow shorts. Jury be out on that for a while, I reckon.
Oh, well done. Great handball, Shane Thorne. And finally, Charlie, we get a goal through Jerome Motlop. And well done to Leslie Moroney. His forward line pressure created that turnover. However, Liam Patrick kicked it into the man in front of him. But his second effort up the field created that forward entry. Jerome Motlop for the first major of the game, 16 minutes and 40 seconds.
Eagles 1 goal, 3. Darwin 2 points. So it did take a long time, but we get a player on the scoreboard, which is pretty good to have. And we can see coming off there is... we can see Aaron Motlop going on. Who came off? Leslie Moroney, I think it is that came off.
Number 8, yes.
Yeah. Joel Cabillo on the bench as well down there for the Eagles. And for Darwin down in front of us here, we can see Jalen Clark, Tossie Kunos having a spell, Jeremy Watson, and number 25 down there is... Now, I've got to tell you, number 25, Keith Murren-Goodrich. I was on the plane this morning with him flying up from Gove. Here's the kick to the goal square. Ball knocked back towards the line and rushed through for a minor score. Yes, I came back on from Nhulunbuy that was with him on the plane this morning, and he said, you don't have to call me Keith. He said, my name's been Marbo ever since I was a little boy. So he's got a nickname, it's Marbo, and he's happy for us to call him Marbo, which we'll do.
That makes it easier for us. Thank you, Marbo.
There's a pick up there by Mark Collinson. High tackle, umpire let that go, and he was lucky. Unlucky Nook Mansell, but should have been a free kick. Good step, beautiful little step around. Liam Patrick goes down, gets it right over the top. He had Shane Thorne down there. Thorne will run from the back. He anticipated, Thorne, that the player was going to rush it back into the field of play. He misread it and they tapped it through for a minor score.
Just seen Aaron Motlop walk off. He's certainly not interested in any of that play when the ball was around him. He's walked straight off. There's something wrong with his leg, and hopefully we can get a bit of an update from Kieran throughout the game, but he's certainly in a bit of trouble.
Well, straight down into the ice box he goes. So they'll have a look at that. That'll be a real blow for the Eagles, although he's just been finding his way back more than anything, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's had a bit of a break since the Thunder Premiership, and I know how he goes about it. He's an ultimate professional, and he was certainly building and getting on top of his preparation, but that looks like a serious thing, and he's certainly not happy with the injury. So
Liam Patrick in best position there, takes the mark, goes for Thorne, got it over the top. Thorne, what's his recovery like? Does pick it up. No, he tapped it back, tried to give a chance to the player following, but the Buffalo's there to clear it out. Through Moroney out towards the wing.
Shane Thorne and Damien Williams, that's another great matchup for us, Charlie. We saw Damien Williams do a great job on William Farrer, who was actually he's streaking ahead in terms of the goal kicking award in the local competition, but that is a good matchup. Hopefully that continues for the rest of the game.
So that's the players jumped up over the fence to go looking for the ball, and they've got it. So it is road safety round here in Darwin, and that ball's out. Gee, the skill level, sometimes the skill levels just drop right down. And maybe it's the heat out there, Jared. You've been out there many times. Is it the heat?
Well, it certainly does impact you, but you're right, Charlie. If you have a kick from out of bounds on the full and kick it out of bounds on the full again, something's not quite right.
It doesn't get much worse than that, unless you do it 3 times, of course. Boundary umpire will be saying, I need some more money if this is what you want me to do all day.
Yeah, you're right, Charlie. It's players just dropping the ball left, right and centre here. So hopefully we can get some clean play and some momentum and some skill to get the... we know these two teams can play some exciting footy, and there we go. We need Thomas Motlop to actually step up to the plate. He's had his hand in everything so far in the game, and he takes a clean mark and has an opportunity to have a shot of goal from 50.
Well, they're playing as though they're playing in the rain. It did rain here this morning, but I don't think it's that wet there on the ground at the moment. It may be a little wet underfoot, but we saw an early game here. They didn't seem to have that much trouble with it. We stay with Tom Motlop, gets to 50, starts it out to the left, and will swing it back, and gets it. I reckon that's gone through for a goal. Umpire's going to have a look at it. There's Tom Motlop kicks the goal, so the Eagles have got a couple.
And that's the calibre of player that Thomas Motlop is. He did spend a fair bit of time of his junior footy and even at the start of his Premier League career up forward. But of the last 4 or 5 years has been pushed down back. But he tapped into that experience, Charlie, and needed a wise head to settle the team and go back and kick the goal, and he certainly did that.
Good goal to him, and he continues on his good form. He's having a ripper first quarter here.
Childs in the ruck.
Yeah, he's an inclusion. I don't think he played last week.
No, and they're missing Jonathan Miles as well from the Wanderers makeup. So we did call that combination a few weeks back, and it worked really well for him. So Shields, I should say, will carry most of the workload for the Wanderers in the ruck today.
Wanderers defence, I reckon, are playing well here. They're going to take this right across. This is a little bit risky, but if you can hit a target, and that's what you want in Bates. And Bates with the little fend-off did well. Runs to 50. Eldridge on the chase, gets onto the left boot, bangs it up over the half-forward line, up towards the half-forward line. Wanted Nook Mansell, who came out looking for the footy. Got it and then got the run around, or the wrap around. And then they had him with an elbow raised, which the umpire has ignored, and probably it's okay to do that. Thorne with the handball back. Looking for the footy in there for the Eagles was Brendan Motlop. It didn't go to him. Thorne over the top again. Here's Liam Patrick. Gets in some space. Goes Close with the handball out again. He delayed it a little too long, but he gave the Eagles a chance here. Ball picked up and kicked straight through for another goal. That might have been Ferreira, was it? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, much better from Ferreira. Doesn't want to go back and has the set shot. Much better to play on that instinctive football, Charlie. And another goal to the Wanderers Football Club. And there's not too many coming back to the run from Simon Bates. There's not too many players in the competition that can actually put distance on Timothy Eldridge from the Darwin Buffalo. So well done, Simon Bates.
Yeah, Simon's got a bit of toe. I think it lasts for about, 25 metres maybe. Eldridge, if it went any further, Eldridge would have got him. But he's worked it out, I reckon, Simon Bates. He says, I'll blow him away in 20 metres and then I must kick it.
Well, he certainly used it to his strength. And again, if that battle can continue for the rest of the game, that we're going to see some exciting stuff.
Shields with the tap down did pretty well. Eagles doing well here. Simon Bates comes away from the centre. Liam Patrick front position. Ball knocked to ground. Darwin on trying to clean this ball up from half-back, kick it out towards the wing. Philip Wills a chance here. It's a bouncing ball. It bounced a little awkwardly for him and made it hard, but his tackling and dispossession work was pretty good. He gets knocked towards the boundary line. They worked pretty hard on him, Paul Grant, and the ball goes over the boundary line. So the Eagles in front at quarter time. Was a good quarter from them. 3 goals for. They lead Darwin 3 points.
Yeah, they took a little time to get going, Charlie, and they're lucky to have Thomas Smotlop out on the field and guys like Daniel Weecher and Mitch Taylor down back. They settled the team and kept the Darwin Buffalo scoreless. So those three players certainly better for the Wanderers in the first quarter. Even though Jared Stokes and Philip Wills got a bit of the footy, and Alex Erlinson got a bit of footy in that first quarter, they weren't able to make them pay on the scoreboard.
So quarter time here in this round 8 match, and it's the Eagles up, the Premiers leading 3 goals for to the Buffaloes 3 points.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131-TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kennard's hire gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks. I don't know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jane.
Tom! Play on! Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl.
Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
I'll just say another shot or something.
Get first to the ball. Man up hard. When the ball turns over, fucking find someone. We've got a backline contest here. I see blokes standing there by themselves. Rossi has a backman. You're a fucking backman. Pick up a forward. Don't go chasing kicks. Midfielders, get in between. Man up. Get out here. Believe here. Come on, believe we can work harder. Go. Right, so mate. Couple of goals. You can do it, and then you can snap them.
Levi, can you push the call button?
Keep going, Willa.
Okay, can you push the call button for me in a moment? Thank you. Everyone's trying here. Can you hear them, Kieran? Okay, what are we doing?
So quarter time here, and Wanderers lead 3-4 to Darwin, 3 points. Kieran Davis was down there listening in. Kieran, what have you got?
Mike Motlop wasn't impressed with that quarter by the Buffaloes. He was pretty upset with their man marking around the stoppages. Thought they were sucked into the play too much, and Wanderers just had too much free ball. He wants to man mark. The defenders have to be on a play at all times, and make sure they watch out when they turn the ball over that they have a man to mark.
Good on you, mate. Thanks for that. Kieran Davis there on the boundary line. Eagles can control the ball out of the centre. Here's the kick deep inside 50. And it'll bounce loose down there. A little bit of holding on. Shane Thorne looking for the footy. He gets frustrated early, Shane. Just the little hold of the Guernsey was enough to frustrate him. Darwin win the footy, though, through Sean Wilson, who's doing pretty well there. He tried to link it out there through Moroney. And the kick up towards the wing was Mark dropping back there. Good strong mark taken. Andrew Lovett. Liam Patrick runs for him. He can go to Liam Patrick, and he should have. He didn't. But he's going to go to Jerome Motlop.
In 100 games, Charlie, for Shane Thorne.
Good effort from him.
Yeah, he's been one of the most excitable players in the NTFL competition. Played for Thunder, went to the Western Bulldogs. I think injury hampered his time down there, but he's certainly one of the well-known muck-mucks in the NTFL competition.
Paul Grant involved. Maybe Mitchell Taylor a while ago I might have miscalled, but here's the kick down to Lovett on the wing again. So Darwin kicking to the opposition. A little bit of the old Darwin we're seeing here. Nothing at all like what we saw last week against Southern Districts. They're just a shadow of that, aren't they?
Well, they've certainly had enough opportunity in that first quarter. They had enough possession, enough opportunity, enough forward entries to actually kick a goal, and they didn't make the most of that. And they're obviously behind the scoreboard.
Yeah, just then, I mean, indicative of this game, Liam Patrick had 3 defenders. He beat them all. Took a mark. And now he should kick the goal here, and it'll just it'll really drive this home to the Buffaloes. They're not playing good footy. Mark Motlop will be very disappointed with them.
To be fair, Charlie, it is Liam Patrick.
You don't back him? No. Because it's the second time the Eagles have done that. Ferreira missed earlier on. Complete miss.
I agree. I think the start of their first quarter, they were off by 1.5 steps. They fumbled the ball. They didn't take the easy option. They didn't use the set shots and opportunities for goals very well. And Liam can kick that distance in his sleep. So
Jerome Motlop has a kick around the body. He misses too. Minor score.
Yeah, so we expect them as the reigning premiers to lift the tempo a bit and the standard of footy, and we'll see what unfolds.
Little kick to the back pocket. So Darwin with the footy. See if they can work it away from there. What's on offer them? Keep a close eye on Moroney. He's one of those real dangerous players, and of course Jeremy Watson and Jared Stokes all been good players for Darwin. Ball out towards the boundary line.
Yeah, good pick-up. Charlie Moroney for Wanderers. He certainly, with his forward pressure in the 50, created one of those goals in the first quarter for the Wanderers, so he is a handy player for them.
Well, there's a Moroney in each team, isn't there? Leslie for Wanderers, and there's a Kevin over there with the Buffs.
I was talking about the Wanderers one.
Well, you go for him, I'll go for the Darwin one. That's a good battle between the two of them. Ball pushed over the boundary line here.
Well, hopefully they don't have the same nickname, because that could be confusing.
Well, there's no Motlops in the Darwin side except the coach. So here's the throw in. So don't play it now. That's Lovett getting free at last. And the Eagles with a kick inside 50, and good strong mark running out. So how's this man going to go this time, Liam Patrick, directly out in front? He's lost all confidence. He's going to go with a short kick, and he's going to give it to who? Leslie Moroney.
Yeah, he's the one I'm going for, Charlie. You're right. That's a good observation. Liam Patrick, again, he's certainly capable of kicking that distance. We know Liam's story. He has to drive 9 to 10 hours to come in and play from Largemanu. AFL player with the Gold Coast Suns, and has some strong family ties, obviously, back in his town of Largemanu, and at the moment he is out of confidence.
Well, I'll just wait for this kick. Oh, that's a shocker. Gee, that's lucky to get in a point. That's a bad kick. So the kick out by Heppel for Darwin. Rolls out over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. Goodness, what's going on out there, Jared?
Well, maybe it is the heat, Charlie. I'm not sure. There's certainly plenty of opportunities for players to stand up and stamp their authority on the game. And we know there's a heap of skillful players out there. So as the sun comes across, as the shade from the grandstand comes across, I expect the standard of the footy to lift.
You talk of Liam Patrick, that man there on camera, number 8, you can just see him, Jeremy Watson, and Marbo Murungurich. They were up at 6 o'clock this morning. Well, before that even, they had to get to the airport to catch a 7 o'clock charter from Gove to fly to Darwin, which is like a 2.5 hour flight on a tiny little plane all cramped up. So they have to travel a long way to get here, and then they'll head back and do it all again to go home again.
Yeah, it's the challenges of living in the Territory, Charlie. We have far and wide communities, and every single one of them loves their football. But I still think it's a great partnership that the Darwin Buffaloes have been able to create with the community team that's in Gove and Yukala.
Daniel Wheater punches that away to the boundary line. Yeah, they have a great relationship. They're those players that are signed up from Gove to play in the Darwin competition. Part of the deal is they've got to have jobs, and so they're actually working, and jobs have been found for them over there.
Oh, that's sensational, and that just feeds into the level of commitment. Obviously, the guys need to prepare well, train well, get to the airport at 6 o'clock, make sure that they're ready to go in uniform, representing their club, and I'm pretty sure it's a big thing for them in the communities as well. Their status as a role model, as a player for any of the Premier League clubs, in this case Darwin Buffaloes, is well received and adds value to what they do in the community.
So they're thrown over on that far side of the ground. Wanderers working there through Brenton Motlop. Darwin get the kick, go down towards Liam Patrick, gets away from him towards the boundary line. Can the Buffs keep it in? They do. They'll bring it out wide here towards the 50-metre line. Nice little block work there put on by Josh Savika. Kicked a couple of goals last week and was pretty good in the work that he did for his team in their win over Southern Districts. Ball towards the boundary line. They're not able to pick it up. Looking for it was Keelan Fijo. And then Thomas Motlop comes in and cleans it up and kicks to 50. Went over the top, all Darwin at the back. They've left it behind though. Picked up by Jerome Motlop. Gave the handball across to Nook Mansell. Goes a little further. Gave it to a teammate. Will go even further over the top. Eagles can kick a goal here from directly out in front. Moroney kicks and misses. Leslie Moroney, goodness me.
Yeah, just lost his confidence up forward, Charlie. He's doing all the hard stuff and just needs to reward himself by kicking straight.
So the short kick came out. Here's Michael Hagan. Get him up in that forward line. He'll kick some straight, I'll tell you.
Absolutely.
Good kick from him. Gave it off to Heppel. Heppel out towards the wing. Bouncing ball sets up in front of Jared Stokes. Classy player. Touches down on the wing. And he gets onto his right boot, spears it up towards a forward line. It's a good kick to 50. Running hard at the footy as Marbo Murungurich goes to the top of the goal square with it. Does Marbo. Ball hits the ground. Clean work picked up there. Jalen Clark goes around his body, kicks a goal. I reckon he's kicked it. He has. Jalen Clark kicks the goal. They came alive, the Darwin Buffaloes. Woke us up and the crowd as well.
They just needed a sniff, Charlie. They just needed the ball inside their forward 50. And Jalen Clark is an up-and-coming, exciting player for the Darwin Buffaloes, and a great snap around his shoulder to get them their first major for the game.
3-7 the Eagles. 2 set shots in this last term, missed them both. Ones they should have got. Darwin go to the other end and kick a goal.
And that's all that Darwin Buffaloes need, just a little bit of that spark. You don't take your opportunities up forward, Wanderers. They can take a fair bit away back the other side.
Umpire Ashley Manakaris to throw it up in the middle. Darwin win the tap down through Chris Atkinson. Gee, without Thomas Motlop, the Eagles been in lots of trouble today, but his kick was okay to Bo Cabillo. I think Bo's the son of Ponce Cabillo. Do you remember Ponce? Played a lot of footy for Wanderers.
Didn't get to see him play.
That's Campbell under pressure. They mucked around a little bit there, Darwin, and Campbell's gone on the reverse and then somehow got it back in field. Handball to ground, got towards Robert Smith. He went forward with the kick, parked underneath it. Jeremy Watson couldn't take it. Eagles emerged with the footy. Handball into the centre of the ground. Gee, that's dangerous. Got to Joel Cabillo. And now the run out of there. They crash into each other, the Eagles. Brenton Motlop got in the way. Unbelievable, some of the things you see in a footy field. Trying to mark the ball down there was Jalen Clark. Kicked that goal a short time ago. The Eagles again nearly crashed into each other. But Howard came away with it. Got it out wide. And the kick forward by Motlop was pretty good. And the runner down there takes the mark, Simon Bates.
Oh, great hands. Davin Ferreira, well done. Pushed forward, ran hard from the stoppage up the field. And he looks inboard to Shane Thorne, who's in a much better position.
On his right footer, he drifted down into that forward line. He came out of the forward line. That's where he started.
And Wanderers will always look for that short kick or that kick to the player that's in a little bit of a better position, even if they're lining up for goal. So Damien Williams need to be aware of that.
So Shane Thorne is no definite, I wouldn't think.
Not from what we've seen so far, but it is 100 games for him.
And he is a definite.
It is a definite. It's his occasion. It's his game. You're not going to get too many opportunities like that on Damien Williams, and Shane Thorne makes him pay.
Good goal to Thorne, and the Eagles get their first goal of the second term and bring back that margin to almost where it was. 4-7 now to 1-3. Played 11 minutes of this second term.
And accuracy and efficiency, Charlie, are proven to be areas from the top teams that they need to work on. They certainly get enough of possession, but the more goals you can kick, obviously the more games you're going to win. And at the moment, 4-7. Wanderers want to hope to straighten up their goal kicking.
So Darwin can't get this ball out of the middle, so the Eagles doing pretty well in there, aren't they? Now the free kick's played out. It's going to be a Darwin free kick. It's going to go to Wills. No, it's not. Wills has to hand it over.
Philpott.
What can Philpott do with it? Liam Philpott up towards centre half forward. Mitchell Taylor comes away with a good kick too. He's got a runner. What they do with this is Nook Mansell gets to forward of the wing, kicks down towards Shields, who got underneath the footy, too far under the footy, I reckon.
That's okay. Even though the ball went over Shields' head, it's in the deep inside the forward 50, a stoppage, and as we see in the last stoppage where Wanderers just easily cleared the footy out, they have some goal sneaks up there like Thorne, like Jerome Motlop and Liam Patrick hovering around that can score from this stoppage.
So Wanderers with most of the ball down in their forward line. That's Nook Mansell working with it. Little kick forward towards the boundary line, only to see Brendan Motlop get it and carry it over.
Yeah, true. And again, they're not spoke about the efficiency and I guess return on effort, Charlie, that Wanderers have certainly got most of the footy and have been in the forward line for most of this second quarter, but haven't been able to capitalise.
Well, it's no overstatement. Had Wanderers used their chances here, they'd have won this game by now. But there's a toe poke through by Andrew Lovett, showing a bit of creativeness, and he kicks another goal for the Eagles.
Yeah, just the soccer goal. He just got to it. He just got his toe to it just in time before the ball bounced too far away, and he gets his name on the score sheet.
So big lead to the Eagles now, 5-7 to 1-3. 13 minutes gone, so we're halfway through the second term. Wanderers up 3-4 to 3 points at quarter time. See number 14 going on there, Mark Collinson for the Buffaloes. You normally see, if you get these games in the late afternoon, this game was scheduled to start at 4:30 local time, you get the first half out the way and then you're sort of playing in twilight, and you often see a whole different standard in the second half, don't you?
You do. The core body temperature drops a bit, and you're able to run a little bit more freely.
So again, Wanderers come out of the middle. I'm not sure what they're doing in there, but it's working very well for them, I can tell you that. Ball bounces over the back. They'll use the handball to get out of trouble. They've done it well here, Darwin. It's a spearing kick, was a beauty right out wide there to Timmy Eldridge, who was a long way out in front of Fijo, took the mark. From half back, he kicks up towards the wing. Ball fisted. No, that's a terrific mark, reaching from the back. That's the man I was talking about, Marbo, but the umpire says no. Moran Goodrich has to give it back.
He ran out of space, Charlie. That second juggle was over the line, unfortunately.
So he'll stand at the front of this pack. He'll hope that the ball be knocked towards him.
Watch Jared Stokes here. No one's on him. He did get the tap down, but he fumbled.
Yeah, just at the wrong moment. See, Eagle in these skirmishes do pretty well, don't they? They come away with it. Kick towards Liam Patrick, hard at the footy. Went looking for it, tries to thread the needle, wasn't able to do it. Handball came from Hagan, was pretty good. Kick went forward off the boot of Jared Stokes, goes out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, good pressure.
Well, the pressure causes the error, doesn't it?
It does, and we've seen a bit of life back into the game now, Charlie, with some big hits, some attack at the footy. Try to get the crowd back into it.
Thomas Motlop. And play on from there, Thomas will be in trouble. You've got to stay on the line. That's what he's done. He kicks it up high, down towards half forward to the 1-on-2, and the mark at the back strongly taken back there by Kevin Moroney. Moroney to the middle. I thought he just about turned it over. Well, he did in the end. Sloppy handball towards Keelan Fijo, didn't get to him. Thorne went looking for it. Went over the top with the speculator. Worked okay for him. A little bit of a fumble there from Bo Cabillo. Spillage comes out wide. Eagles with plenty of players running down into that forward line. Liam Patrick in the sit, couldn't get there. Ball knocked towards the boundary line. Darwin will get there and clean it up in the back pocket and come towards this grandstand wing with a good kick intended for Moran Goodrich and finds him. Marbo gets it on the chest and under pressure had it knocked away by Robert Howard, but Moran Goodrich gets it anyway.
Great kick on the left foot by Damien Williams there to hit up Marbo.
Darwin reaching for it, not able to get it was Alex Erlandson. Ball held up at the wing position. Score there you can see it, 5-7 to 1-3.
And this is where the Buffaloes haven't been able to get the win out of the stoppage. They just get to this point and then Wanderers seem to be able to win it and push it forward. And hopefully on this occasion they can get it into the forward 50.
Saw Daniel Wheater doing the ruck work there, was a bit strange. Turned over. Eagles win it through Tom Motlop. Good work by Tom Motlop. Goes short with his kick. Gave it to Ferreira on the wing. Searching kick is okay. He's got the mark. He has. And he's going to play on now. He's in trouble. Really shouldn't have done that, Bo Cabillo. Left the ball behind. Eagles looking for it. Running past is Michael Hagan, but the umpire pulls a free kick out. The Eagles are going to get it, and they might get 50 as well as Joe Walsh, or Joel Walsh. I keep getting him confused with Joe Walsh, who plays with the other Eagles, the band the Eagles. I get them a little mixed up, Jared.
And they were here at the start of the season, weren't they, Charlie?
They were. They're not the real Eagles, but the Eagles are tribute band.
But Joel Walsh, he's a handy pickup for the Wanderers Football Club. He's he's kicked a few goals and chipped in with a bag of goals early in the few early games that they've had this season.
Straight out in front, and that's a good kick. Measured nicely. Joe Walsh kicks the goal, or Joel Walsh kicks the goal. I was going to start using some Eagles songs, and now I say, well, he went on the long run or something, you know, or he's the new kid in town or something, Jared. Stop me.
I can't, Charlie, because I don't know
you don't know the songs. Oh, well, hopefully those people viewing it will know. 6-7 to 1-3. Eagles out to a pretty big lead here at the 18-minute mark almost of this second turn.
Must be the sweat factor, Charlie, because the ball is so slippery. We've seen it on a number of occasions where there's been an opportunity for a mark, an opportunity for a clean pickup and clean hands, and kicks inside that should have been a turnover mark, but haven't been taken. So the sweat factor and the sweat on the ball making it slippery must be pretty tough out there.
So Darwin now taking to that far side of the ground. Phillip Wills with the footy. Got the handball away. Nook Mansell with a terrific tackle. Holds it up. Spillage comes out. I think he might have drawn a free kick here, Nook Mansell, did he? No, the umpire says he'll ball it up. Was a stalemate. So we'll just throw it up. Out on that wing in front of the scoreboard. Knocked towards the boundary. Seen over safely out there by Mark Collinson. Tough game of footy this, isn't it? There's no easy kicks. There's Daniel Motlop talking with Dean Rioli, a couple of players with people with great AFL experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the Wanderers fans will be hanging out to see Daniel back in the side. He's missed a few games now, so he shouldn't be too far away.
Kick forward here by Sean Wilson. I was trying to think of the other player when you were running through those players with AFL experience that Wanderers had, and I thought of it now. The other one I was trying to think of was Shannon Motlop, premiership player, of course, with North Melbourne. Mitchell Taylor, Nook Mansell, little kick off the ground. Eagles, Brenton Motlop. Darwin come away with it, forward of the wing, kick inside 50. Back position's going to have to be a good punch, knocked towards the boundary line. Eagles get across there and do pretty well. Celio Casemiro. And he goes looking for Tom Motlop and takes it on the last line of defence. Millimetres in it and chipped it out wide and gave it off to Simon Bates inside defensive 50. He's got the big lead and that's where he's going. The fist from the back was good, but he kept his feet, and that always works for you, doesn't it? Here's Davin Ferreira along the boundary line. He'll take a bounce. He can take a couple of bounces here if he wants. Goes short with the kick. Had the lead and hit him right on the chest. Andrew Lovett kicked a goal in this second term already. And I know where he wants this to go. I know he wanted to run on it, but he didn't do it, Brenton Motlop.
No, and it was a pretty poor kick in the end. He didn't quite make the connection properly. It was a floater towards the goal square, but still almost dribbled through for a goal. So I must say, Keelan Fijo's run and shepherd on that occasion is exactly what Dean Rioli would want from his players in terms of that teamwork.
Robert Smith at half-back. Standing on the mark, Jerome Motlop. Kick up over the wing. Tom Motlop on the big fly. Ball goes to ground. Eagles looking for it. Darwin got first hand on it. Didn't break clear though. Pack forms over the top. And it does come out to Mitchell Taylor, who's pushed over just he got the kick away. And it's all Darwin waiting back there in defence. And a good strong mark taken there by Collinson. Goes to the middle. Eagles to Shane Thorne. Tells his teammate to run down the wing, Nook Mansell. And he's going to go to him now. And Nook Mansell's in some space. Gets to 50, lines up, kicks for goal. Does Nook Mansell? It's going to be a great goal. Nook Mansell kicked the goal. I'll tell you what, it was good play, Thorne, because he told him where to run, and he made him run to where he wanted him to go, and then he kicked the goal.
And that's Thorne's basketball experience coming out there. He knew exactly where the space was. He knew he had to draw the player, fake to kick the ball forward, but slipped the handball over the top. And Nook Mansell, quality player over a long period of time, kicked the goal on his left foot.
So Wanderers 7-8, Darwin 1-3. Can you believe that scoreline at the 21-minute mark, Jared?
No, it feels like it's taken us a long time to get here, Charlie.
Yeah.
But Wanderers are starting to capitalise on the amount of football that they're getting, and most of it's been generated by Thomas Motlop in the back line. No one can get the ball past him from the Darwin Buffaloes Football Club.
And the game is just starting to, because it's almost like everyone wasn't loosened up. There was too many errors, but it has started to loosen up a bit now, and Wanderers getting everything in their favour here. Here's the ball with Jerome Motlop. He kicked a goal too. Normally plays in defence, but they do put him up forward, and that's where he plays okay as well. Bouncing ball out here to Howard at 50, backwards with the handball. Little kick, they measured off to Brenton Motlop. Has the mark in the pocket. Now it's a tough position to be. Where's Thorne? He's outside all of this. He's back there at centre half forward.
So if you're going to, I guess, give away a set shot, Charlie, that's where you want to give it away. What we've seen so far from Wanderers with the set shots, they haven't been overly confident in that skill at this point.
Well, the opposition will dry up, giving them easy kicks at goal in a moment if they don't start converting. Here's Brenton Motlop. Tough angle. He's a lefty. And he's missed everything. I don't know what he was trying to do there, but he's missed everything. And he's done that a couple of times in the match.
Yeah, we've seen a few out of bounds on the fulls in this game so far.
So Darwin with the bring back. Ball knocked towards the boundary line. There was Robert Howard for the Eagles. Darwin get it to the safety of the boundary line at the 23-minute mark, second turn.
What's been really evident from the Darwin Buffaloes over the last 4 or 5 weeks is the hunting in numbers, the running in packs, and we're not seeing that so far in this game, and it's something that's certainly a noticeable difference.
Jared, I wanted to ask you that those two players, Cam Stokes, who was as Thomas Motlop was playing today, Cam Stokes played for Darwin last week against Southern Districts, and Alan Obst up forward. I mean, they single-handedly delivered the win for Darwin. I mean, they had, everyone did their work. Obviously, I'm not saying they didn't, but those two stood out. They delivered the game for Darwin. How did Darwin feel going into this match when they've lost both of those players?
Yeah, again, it's that structural sort of positioning, and Darwin Buffaloes are so good around the packs with their speed and their skill. It's a great balance that they've got. As we see, Walsh have a quick snap at goal, but the pressure from Savika creates the turnover, and Obst allows when Obst is playing for the Darwin Buffaloes up forward, it allows them to be central. It allows them to go down the middle of the ground, focal point. He creates a contest. If he doesn't take the mark, he takes a contest. And those crummers, they just love that. That's a great setup for their club.
Yes, it's the perfect strategy.
And Cam Stokes with Savika down back, he's just the general. So. But we have the siren.
Yep, half-time here, and the Eagles holding sway, the reigning premiers in the blue and gold there, and they lead at half-time 7-8 to Darwin 1-3. We'll get some thoughts from you, Jared.
Yeah, so the better place for Wanderers, I think Thomas Motlop, we've already called his name a few times, but Andrew Lovett worked his way into the game, and Moroney had plenty of opportunities to push the scoreline out. However, he'll be kicking himself and having a bit of a look in the mirror, I think, at half-time. For the Darwin Buffs, they're certainly working hard. However, there's not too much opportunities through the midfield. We need to see guys like Philip Wills. Jalen Clark did kick a goal to be the only goal kicker for Darwin Buffaloes up to half-time, but they need some more help from the Jared Stokes, the Sean Wilsons, these type of players.
So the Eagles led at quarter-time 3-4 to 3 points. They stretch the lead out here to 41 points at half-time. The reigning premiers 7-8 lead the Buffaloes 1-3.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131-TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business. Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kenites hire gear we get in, but also its service details and safety checks. I know.
It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No, pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball.
Play on! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
Patrons are reminded that TIO Stadium is strictly a non-smoking venue and that patrons wishing to smoke must use the areas provided.
Sea-Link run ferries to and from the Tiwi Islands for the Tiwi Bombers 4 home games. Book today at sealinknt.com.au. Sea-Link run ferries to and from the Tiwi Islands for the Tiwi Bombers 4 home games. Book today at sealinknt.com.au.
Zero tolerance to abuse. The umpires will continue to apply a zero tolerance to abuse or demonstrative behaviour. Players who infringe in this area will be penalised accordingly.
Free kick against you, Courtney Dempsey. Abuse.
Advantage. When a player has been awarded a free kick and a teammate elects to take advantage and has been called to do so by the umpire, the play will continue and will not be recalled. The umpires have been instructed to delay the advantage call until the player demonstrates his intention. In the following examples, players demonstrate their intention to take the advantage.
There is a free kick.
Advantage.
Well, no, you better kick it.
They've changed the advantage rule to allow the player to make the decision.
In this example, Parker demonstrates his intention not to take advantage by putting his hand in the air. The umpire correctly stops play and resets the mark. Deliberate out of bounds. Umpires will continue to be instructed to penalise players who intentionally handball, kick, carry or force the ball out of play. This includes walking the ball over the boundary line. Ruckmen will continue to be penalised for intentionally knocking the ball out of bounds from a ruck contest, regardless of whether the ball crosses a line on the full or bounces prior to the crossing of the boundary line. The following are all examples of deliberate out of bounds.
Cheney heads for the boundary. This will be an interesting call. Deliberate, says the umpire.
Impey, that will be deliberately out of bounds if it goes out of bounds. And it does. Yeah.
looks to fall forward, getting back. Oh, jeez. That delivered up by. Yes, it is.
Drawing head contact. To discourage players from activities that draw forceful head contact, the umpires are instructed to process the following actions accordingly. Driving the head. A player who is in possession of the ball and drives his head into a stationary or near stationary opponent shall be regarded as having had prior opportunity. He will be required to legally dispose of the ball once tackled. In the following example, Ambrose drives his head into a stationary or near stationary opponent and therefore is deemed to have had prior opportunity. He should have been penalised for holding the ball as he doesn't legally dispose of the ball once tackled. Ducking. Where a player ducks into a tackle and is the cause of high contact, the umpire will call play on. The onus will continue to lie with the tackler to avoid contact above an opponent's shoulders. Umpires will continue to be instructed to protect the ball player. In the following example, Thompson ducks into a tackle and the umpire correctly calls play on. Holding the ball. Holding the ball can be categorised into 4 areas. Prior opportunity. Diving on the ball. No prior opportunity, genuine attempt, and legal disposal. Prior opportunity. There will be a stricter policing of holding the ball prior opportunity in 2015. Players will be deemed to have had a prior opportunity if they are balanced and steady, reasonable time to dispose of the ball, has chosen to take a player on, fend or evade, or had an opportunity to dispose and chooses not to. The following are examples of what constitutes a prior opportunity. Monfries is balanced and steady and has had a reasonable time to dispose of the ball and should have been penalised for holding the ball. Rampy attempts to evade the tackle and therefore deemed to have had a prior opportunity and should have been penalised for holding the ball. Pittard goes to handball, decides not to, and is correctly tackled, therefore correctly penalised for holding the ball. Diving on the ball. Where a player elects to dive on or drag the ball into or under his body, if legally tackled, he must successfully knock the ball clear. Failure to do so will result in him being penalised for holding the ball. Segler drags the ball underneath him, is correctly tackled and does not hit the ball clear. He is correctly penalised for holding the ball. Genuine attempt. A player who takes possession of the ball but has had no prior opportunity to dispose will be given a reasonable opportunity to make an attempt to correctly dispose of the football. Players do not have to successfully handball or kick the ball, but must demonstrate to the umpire that they are making a genuine effort into dispose of the football. In the following examples, Walker and Lobie take possession of the ball and fail to demonstrate to the umpire that they are making a genuine attempt to dispose of the football and are correctly penalised for holding the ball. Illegal disposal. The player who has possession of the ball and drops, throws or places the ball on the ground without making a genuine attempt to handball or kick will be penalised. Fife has control of the ball and does not make a genuine attempt to dispose of the ball when correctly tackled. He drops the ball and is correctly penalised for illegal disposal.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important. Talk to TIO about Territory home insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kenites high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I don't know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce, coffee white with 1 bun with icing, no pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! High on, Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! Yes! All clear.
You are one of 140,000 people living in a cyclone-affected area this wet season. You need food and at least 10 litres of water per person in your cyclone kit to sustain you and your family for 72 hours or more. Be prepared. Brought to you by NTES and TIO.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium. Wanderers up 7-8 to 1-3 over the Darwin Buffaloes. Let's go down to Kieran Davis. Kieran, what do Darwin have to do to get back in this game, or can they?
Well,
they have to realise that they need to be able to cope with that Cameron Stokes and Alan Obbs. Obviously, they're huge misses, but if they can't cope with that, and it's just going to be a downhill slope from here. I guess they can put in a much better effort in that third quarter. They might stand a chance, but at the moment, they look out of the game.
Okay, we'll see whether that holds true or not. Eagles been dominating this middle here, but Darwin might turn that around. They've managed to get their hands on the ball. Mark Collinson. Mark Motlop wouldn't take this lying down, I'll tell you. Here's Timmy Eldridge on the charge forward. Just over kicks the footy a little bit and gave a chance here for Wheater to run on it. Wheater didn't get it, but he did get there with the tackle, and the spillage went straight in the hands of Thomas Motlop, who whacked it out towards the wing. There's a rolling ball out there, and Wanderers a chance to kick this on a little further. They do exactly that. And the Eagles on the build-up now from the wing, down to half forward. Good looking kick there, and the mark was intended for David Ferreira. Came off his chest. Defensive work knocked it away for the Buffs.
Some changes straight away, Charlie. So Mark Motlop's shifted a few players around. Damien Williams, traditionally backline player or full-back, he started in the forward at the full forward position and almost paid off with just overrunning the football, not being able to take that mark. But some structural changes there. Liam Philpott, we saw him, but what's his form hasn't quite got there. He's had some good games, hasn't he, when the game's been going well, but he just seems to be stuck just a little bit below top form, I think. Yeah, he seems to be one of the players that, I guess, if Buffs are up and about and they're playing some good footy, he's well and truly in there, but he needs to be in there winning the football, dishing it out to the likes of Stokes and Hagan, who I think we need to see a little bit more from him. He's certainly capable, got the talent, and he needs to be given some space too. Some of the ball winners need to get it out to him. Things might swing Darwin's way here. They won a couple of free kicks. This is one of them, out towards the wing. Goodkin, that's a good mark. These are just the little things, that turn a team around very quickly. A few things work in your favour, and that luck pendulum, if you like to call it, that swings your way, and then you get some momentum. So they're building this pretty good, and they've got plenty of runners going forward here, and no one in the way from the Eagles. A little bit of attack, but they're still, the second line's going to take the mark anyway. So a lot of luck, not luck, but just the things work for Buffaloes from defence, didn't it? Yeah, and that element, Charlie, that luck element, reigns true for these two. Mostly for these two teams. They're just, very excitable, can turn something out of nothing. And we see the kick on goal from Buffaloes. Misses to the near side, Tossie Kunoff. They wanted a goal, he just couldn't get it. But the one good sign for them, they had the ball down in their forward line. He sort of stabbed at that, didn't he, to try and get the accuracy of it, but didn't quite work. Do you like the banana kick, or you prefer to kick straight through the ball, or kick straight at the ball? I traditionally like to try and kick straight through it, but it depends on where you are. If you're stuck in the pocket there. Wanderers to the goal line. Tom Motlop. That's measured nicely. And they've overrun it. Did Campbell, and he allowed this man to run free. David Ferreira to centre half back, turned it over. And then he went back and had to clean it up himself, but he still didn't get clear with it. Darwin with the kick. Atkinson, the big ruckman, kicks forward. Wanderers in defence take the mark. Good work back there by the Eagles. Daniel Wheatridge, he's a good, dependable defender, isn't he? Eagles dispossessed there. Ball back towards the line. Marbo, can he do it? He snaps across the face, and it's a minor score. Danger moment there for the Eagles. Yeah, they've certainly won the football in the last line of defence, but they've struggled to actually clear the footy out of their defensive 50. Ferreira just very lucky to get away with running the ball that far without a bounce, and but ran into the centre corridor and turned it over. This is a thumping kick, and Bates ran a long way to take the mark and did it well. He's become a very dependable player, I think, Simon Bates, on the half-back line. Bangs it up towards the wing. 2-on-1, Thorne at the back. One hand up to the footy. Waiting underneath, though, to try and clean it up with Jalen Clark. Tackle held up at the NT footy, celebrating 100 years sign right out there on the ground. Yes, we saw that pink last week, Charlie, for women's round. But that was last week. Yeah, things have moved on. Here's a handball to Fijo. He got it off Ferreira, and he went up the half forward. Whistle goes. Might be a free kick here. Which way is it going to go? Umpire says it's an Eagles free kick. Indeed it is. And it goes to Lovett, to the pocket. Oh, just about pulled it in second time, Liam Patrick. Walsh with some work. He goes to ground.
Darwin with some clever handball. Get it out through Hagan.
Oh, that was lucky. He took the player on, and the tackle just slipped up. And again, that player, Leslie Moroney, he's been one of the better players for Wanderers so far in this game.
Hagan's kick to Joe Collinson, and now Buff's going to go looking up the middle. Hope they can find a way there, and it's worked for them okay. Jeremy Watson on the charge, gets it, caught, kicks inside 50. Mark taken down there. Good build-up. Finished up with Damien Williams.
Yeah, Damien Williams, his athleticism is one of the best in the competition, and it's why he's such a good matchup for William Farrer from the Southern Districts Football Club. But he has the speed to get away from Daniel Wheater, so if the midfield can actually get some clean football, some nice kicks inside 50, Damien Williams will have the speed to beat Daniel Wheater.
So Damien Williams now. Darwin can ignite so quickly. We talk about this. Someone kicks a goal and all of a sudden they go crazy. But he's missed, and so it's not going to be from here, you wouldn't think. But that's true, isn't it? I mean, they could be down 7-1, then they kick a goal, and all of a sudden they say, we're in this, and away they go. And you can't stop them.
Well, again, these two teams, that's what it rings true mostly for these two teams, and TV Bombers is the third one. However, that didn't quite happen today.
Mitchell Taylor did really well. Little kick here. Eagles to Tom Motlop. He's got it on the wing. He's going to take a bounce. Oh, we better get rid of it. He does. He punches it in forward. Mark underneath the footy. Not able to do it. Lovett. Second effort was okay. Didn't get it. Darwin good in defence. They've lost it. Lovett will get onto the loose ball. Lovett steps back into play. Gone under pressure. Yep, he had a chance to get rid of it. The umpire said prior opportunity gone.
Desperate defence there from the Darwin Buffaloes. They're certainly lifted in this third quarter.
But sorry, look at that. 3 Wanderers players standing there. They need to get back and pick up a player, don't they? Undisciplined play from them.
Absolutely. Giving away the free kick. Great tackle. Got to man up and try and get the turnover.
Yeah, had Wanderers have kicked that goal, then any hope for Darwin, I think, might have just about evaporated. But they're not out of this game. You wouldn't write them off. They're only down by 6 goals. 7 goals puts them in front. They win the free kick. Philip Wills out there. It's a terrific player for Darwin. Kicks it out to the wing. Collinson takes the mark. So Joey Collinson brings it back in. There's Hagan. So telling me how Hagan's put on 8 kilos in a year. I don't want to see what he looked like a year ago, I tell you that.
He just put on 2 socks.
Here's some. Shawnee Wilson's got it outside 50. He's a good kick of the footy. He loads it up. He's got it right to the goal line. The pack form, front position. Mark taken down there. Was always going to be a problem, but the mark was taken by that man, Toshi Kunov.
They certainly deserve a goal here, Charlie. They've done the hard work. They've worked the footy from one side of the field to the other. Some desperate defence. And Toshi Kunov, can he do it?
Of course he can. He runs in and kicks the goal. So it's taken a long time, but Toshi gets the goal.
But the pleasing thing is the fluency, the desperate tackling, the skills, the run with the football, the playing in front, and we've seen that from Damien Williams up forward, and now Tosh Kurnoff has certainly ignited the crowd, which is what we want to see.
Yeah, we do. And it's just 5 goals in a bit. They've got to catch up. 7 goals, 8 to 2 goals, 6. So is that the one goal that will ignite the Buffaloes? We're about to find out, I reckon. Because Wanderers are still not playing great footy, I don't think.
No, the game's there to be won from both teams. It's just going to take a few more players to actually put their hand up and say, "Yep, I want to win this. I want to get the football here."
Now remember, Wanderers won all of this ball out of the middle in that first half. Even those 50-50 chances, Wanderers would come away with them most times. But Darwin will get onto this. This is Erlandson. He went with the bad bounce. And still managed to get the handball away okay, though. So Darwin a chance. Erlandson again, the former Eagle. They're out on the wing. It's all Darwin at the moment. They go down in that forward line. Ball fisted away. That spillage. All for Darwin. They can run forward. Here's Jeremy Watson. Goes for goal, misses everything.
Tell you what, he's got some speed on him, Jeremy Watson. We saw a couple of minutes back Thomas Motlop break out into some space, but Jeremy Watson come from about 40 metres away and almost caught him.
Yeah, he's quick, isn't he? So the kick out wide here to Brenton Motlop. He's up on the half-back flank, between the back pocket and the half-back flank. Thomas Motlop stood the edge of the corridor, and then he's going to go short with his kick and nicely gives it off to Bo Cabillo. So Bo's playing in South Australia, I think. I think that's the second time he's done that today, kicked it into the man on the mark, and he's penalised. That's really bad mistakes from him. Twice he has done it. You really need to learn from that.
Yeah, I guess just a basic fundamental skill, you know, go back far enough to take your kick and kick over the mark.
Well, Darwin kicked the last goal, and there's a chance here to kick 2 in a row if they can get their hands on the footy. And it might happen with Jeremy Watson. He's got the pace. He's on the left boot. He goes for goal, and he misses. Couple of chances from Watson.
I don't think he's a left-footer, Charlie. So he's been stuck on the left foot. Different story maybe if he had the chance on the right. So, but he's getting the footy, creating opportunities. Ball's inside their 50. See if they can keep it there.
So, gee, that favoured bounce for the Eagles, it was just a beauty, wasn't it? Sat up perfectly for them. Here's Joel Walsh. Ball out on that wing. He's steamrolled and lost it. Eagles trying to pick it up. They're not able to get it. Some hard work there by Christian Shield, the ruckman. Darwin take it off him, and Jared Stokes comes away with the footy. Good effort in defence. Thomas Motlop, you want to go the reliable one. Campbell's in best position to win this footy. They got him, but he got it back to Eldridge. He did pretty well. The block was good too. Spearing kick down towards the half-forward line. Darwin just exploding here at the moment. Thomas Motlop clapping his hands together. He's not happy with what's going on down there. And I tell you what, if anyone should have anything to say, it should be Thomas Motlop for the work he's done for this team tonight.
Absolutely. He's carried the defence, him and Daniel Wheater. We haven't seen much of Sean Wilson in this game, so see if he can start building the momentum for the Darwin Buffaloes.
He'll ignite them if he kicks it, and he doesn't. Right on the line, it comes off minor score. Looked nice off the boot.
It did. It was on target, just not enough distance.
Wanderer's trying to figure out how do you actually do it and get it to this other end of the ground. What do you do? I'll give you a clue. Kick it to a teammate. Not to 1-on-2. It doesn't help your case, but if Thomas Motlop gets there, it'll help. Gee, I don't know why. That was just poor play there by Davin Ferreira to try the little handball over the head when he had a player in front of him who he should have given it to, and he didn't.
Play the percentages, Charlie, and take the easy option. And when you're coming out of defence, you generally like to use the boundary line as a bit of a safety net. But this is why we like these two teams.
Oh, you love it, don't you?
They create something out of nothing and take on their opponent and try to do the miraculous things, and quite often it comes off.
Down straight here, Darwin a chance onto this loose ball as Collinson held up. Mark Collinson. There's Joey Collinson as well out there. He's going to get up at the bottom of that pack. Might be Keelan Fijo. Eagles trying to desperately get this ball away from here. And they've tapped it straight down in the direction of Mark Collinson. Tom Motlop. He's able to clean it up. Now he goes straight to Bo Cabillo from the wing. That's a good kick. Shane Thorne down there. No whistle from the umpire. There's a whistle. He's going to ball it up, I think. So the Eagles had their big guns down there. They didn't get it. Thorne was down there, and so was Liam Patrick, but they were held up by a pretty resolute and tough defence.
Jalen Clark, doing a good job down there. And under a fair bit of pressure.
Yeah, Kevin Moroney as well worked hard. There's Shane Thorne in front, pedalling towards the boundary line. This kick, indiscriminate kick, it'll bounce. Wanderers had 3 players. No one really wanted it for them. Gee, that was poor play. Darwin are going to punish them here, and so they should. High tackle, head down, give away the free kick.
Robbie Smith. Again, we've seen him play some good games of footy, and he's been quiet so far.
Kick towards the pocket. Ball knocked away.
We saw Wanderers 3 players around the football, and then no one really went for it, and committed to it, and the same thing happened to the Darwin Buffaloes. The bouncing ball, they all went to Shepherd, and no one went for the football.
No one wanted the ball.
It's deep inside their 50, Charlie. It's the place to be.
Wanderers trying to clean up here from defence. They turn it over again. That kicking, when you're just under pressure like that and then you kick in a hurry, chances are you'll turn it over. Now, I'd like to see Mitchell Taylor go back onto that last line of defence. He needs to go where this ball's going to land, because otherwise those jumpers down there, like Jeremy Watson and the like, will take a mark here. But he might even get the distance here. Here's Robert Smith. He's going to load it up from 50, and he kicks poorly. And the Eagles can clear it away from defence.
Yeah, there was no confidence in that whatsoever. He obviously, and this is where you need to know your teammates. They should know he can't make that distance. So set up or give him some leads, because no one was actually leading for him to give him a target to actually try and chip off. So, but Buffaloes get another chance here.
Darwin are a definite chance to run down this game. Wanderers are down to just 2 interchange rotations. Aaron Motlop's been in the room since the first quarter, and Zelio Casemiro just walked off. So there's, Darwin will have plenty of legs in the game. You can definitely tell it at the moment. They've got a lot more jump in their step.
Yeah, and they have a lot more, you're right, Kieran, they have a lot more of the play at the moment. The Eagles are hanging on for dear life here, even though they're out by 5 goals.
It's a great pickup, Kieran, and that's why you're down there on the boundary. Well done.
7-8 plays 2-8. 17 minutes almost gone. Dean Rioli looking on. Daniel Motlop there behind him. All the orange you can see there is because they're painting inside this stadium here, and they're trying to keep the paint off the seats, which is good for people who come to the footy. Loose ball here. That's a good tackle. It's a kick around the body, and that misses as well, I reckon. Gee, Darwin had some chances here.
Absolutely, they've got all the play.
Oh, it was a free kick anyway.
Yeah, it was a throw. Unfortunately, Marbo Muranguric. Did I say that right, Charlie?
Yeah.
He just spun around in that tackle, and unfortunately the ball popped out. Thomas Motlop wins the free kick.
Back to Thomas Motlop again, and now they've been asked to get it out of there. Damien Williams says, if you don't, I'll take it off. And then turn it over. How many kicks have come out from the Eagles that have been turned over? It's been amazing. Gee, that's a good punch. Mitchell Taylor did really well, knocked it out. Here's another turnover straight to Matt Campbell along the boundary line, spears it into the pocket.
Yeah, nice touch there from Matty Campbell. He could have blazed away, and in fact, you wouldn't blame him, because the type of player he is, the high calibre and skill that he has. But he just laid it off to Sambono, I believe. Yep.
Stuck in the pocket. Tough angle. Not beyond him. He's holding it as though he wants to kick it on the outside.
This is what I wanted to see. Is it going to work?
Didn't look too bad.
Absolutely.
It might be the one that gives them the spark, but they've been pushing and pushing. Sambono gets the goal.
Yeah, well, they certainly had all the footy, Charlie, inside their forward 50. You called it. Wanderers have, when they've tried to run the ball out of defence, it hasn't quite worked for them, and there's been plenty of turnovers across the half back line for him. And Sambono with the check side gets the goal.
7-8 to 3-8, but the interesting thing about the match is that Darwin have kicked, what have they kicked in this quarter? Two goals, 5, and Wanderers haven't scored anything. That's the story of it.
And they're working a lot better inside the centre circle there in the centre bounces. They've sort of nullified that and starting to get on top in the clearances, as we see Alex Erlinson get a kick away.
So Wanderers need a goal here. They need something to work for them, and they might just get it here, and they had to shrug the tackle. That was Braden McLean, and Darwin cut it off again. Darwin just answering everything Wanderers can throw at them at the moment. They're making Wanderers really lose confidence, I reckon.
That's it. Well, if you've got the football and you've got good skill, you make the opposition work. You make them chase, you make them tackle, you put them out of position, and that's what Buffalo's been able to do by actually winning the football and using clean skills.
So
we've got a free kick on the far wing.
Joe, got to find the ball. There it is. It's come back. We thought someone had nicked it.
Joe Collinson gets the free kick. Great mark there by, wasn't Damien Williams, who was that?
Mark down there, good strong mark taken by, that's Mark Collinson. And he's turned it over, inside 50.
Lovett's had to push deep in defence to try and find the football.
Bates. Got to kick this in a hurry, and he does. It's Jerome Motlop, turned it straight into his mate's hands and gave it to Leslie Moroney. Goes towards, that's a good kick. That's beautifully kicked and good defensive work. Darwin knocked it away because that looked like it was going to land on the chest there of the Eagles. This gets right over the top. Wanderers with a chance to clean up. Can they do it? The two number 11s there. Eagles working hard with Bo Cabillo. Ooh, that's an injury, I reckon. Player gone to ground. Twisted his knee, I reckon. It could be Robert Howard. Kick to the top of the square. Darwin with defence get back there. Eagles try to knock it from the ground. They aren't able to do it. Darwin come away with it. Kick out towards the wing. That's a terrific grab there by Joey Collinson, and then he lost it. And then they got it back again, the Buffs. They're not giving up. They're working hard for it. Reach over the top. Mitchell Taylor, will it sit for him? No, he overran the footy. He got to it and then he lost it. Tackle high, gone. No, umpire says it's all okay. Kick down towards the 50. Eagles starting to respond here because they know things are starting to get away from them. Here's the kick from half back out towards the wing. It's a good one towards the boundary line and it'll go over.
Good call, umpire. Play it on. Some excitement in the last 3 minutes, Charlie. It's good to see. The tempo's lifted. And quite often, Wanderers are making their run down the left, or down the grandstand side, and Buffalo's on 3 or 4 occasions, which is a repeat of the last time these two teams played, take it out the far side to launch their attack, and they're on their attack again.
So Darwin again. The game's just starting to open up. That's the good thing about it. Punched away. Sometimes you just have to wake up. What's the whistle gone here? It's a free kick. Who's going to get it?
Yeah, it should go to Wanderers.
So it might have been Sean Wilson who gave that free kick away. So the Eagles will get it through Paul Grant. He thought about quickly going in a hurry back to the last line of defence, but then that was covered. 22 minutes gone. Up towards the wing they go. Oh, good climb at the back. Eagles nearly got it, but good thump kick came away by Alex Erlinson down towards half forward. Tom Motlop called again to clean it up, and he does it. And then he goes back, and where's he going to go? Chance here. Bouncing ball lands on the ground. Eagles get there to clean up. All barreled out of it was Fijo. Goes to ball to the boundary line and goes over for a boundary line throw in. So 22.5 minutes gone. Siren almost with us to end the third quarter.
It's the first time we've seen Thomas Motlop sort of rush a kick, and almost again the Buffaloes creating the turnover.
Number 25, Robert Howard for the Wanderers just came off the ground. It was his right shoulder that was a problem, might have dislocated it. But it means that the Wanderers are now down to just one rotation, which is just not good news considering how well Darwin are going.
Yep, Jeremy Watson's shot hits the post. Did he just walk through them, didn't he? Jeremy Watson,
yes.
Cut through him like a hot knife through butter.
He's very lively, that's for sure. It's been his third quarter, and he certainly could have had put some damage on the scoreboard for him.
So Eagles get it out wide to Lovett. Lovett takes the bounce and takes them on. Siren goes. Well, it was a big quarter from Darwin. They kicked 2 goals, 6 in that quarter to take their score out to 3 goals, 9, and they trailed the Eagles 7 goals, 8.
Yeah, so it was all Darwin Buffaloes for the third quarter. Again, what Mark Motlop said at half time obviously worked. There was some changes. Damien Williams up to the full forward position. Nathan Woodley had to hold down the back line position in his absence, but the work rate through Michael Hagan, Timothy Eldridge and Watson in that third term certainly got them going, and really looking forward. It sets up really well for the last quarter, and as Kieran mentioned, the rotations are down for Wanderers, and they're going to have to do this the hard way if they're going to win the game.
So Wanderers leading here. They didn't score in that third term. Did they save something for the last quarter? They would want to have had, because the Buffaloes are going to have a real run at them. 3-quarter time here. Wanderers 7-8 lead the Buffaloes 3-9.
Weather is part of life in the Territory. It's unpredictable when it comes, and in what it leaves behind. That's why Territorians need the right insurance cover for their home and contents. Local knowledge is important, talk to TIO about Territory Home Insurance for Territory conditions. So before it happens, call 131 TIO or visit tiofi.com.au. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Amart Sports is your home of great sports with all the gear you need. Get a massive range of fitness, cycling, sporting equipment and games with clothing for any reason and footwear for all the seasons. From the biggest sporting brands in the world for the very best prices guaranteed. If you're a footy fanatic or a freak for fitness, relish the racket or bikes are your business, Amart Sports has got you covered with 50 stores Australia-wide. For a great range of great brands at great prices, get in store or shop online at Amart Sports today.
1300 kilonewton centrifugal force, infrared remote control.
How does he do it?
24.5 kilowatt diesel motor.
He doesn't just know how to operate every piece of Kenites high gear we get in, but also its service details, its safety checks.
I know. It's as if he can hypnotise each piece.
Give me 2 passes with sauce. Coffee white with 1 bun with icing. No, pink icing.
Yep, no worries, Terry.
Jade.
Tom! High on, Matty, straight out! Spin around another metre. Good girl. Good girl. Hey, eyes on the footy, let's make the ball. Play on! Yes! All clear.
My housemate woke me up to ask where my car was. Turns out we left the front door unlocked and someone helped themselves.
Protect yourself against crime. A momentary lapse is all it takes, even if you are home.
It's pure chance and quicker to steal keys than to hotwire a car. People make it easy and leave keys, bags and wallets laying around with unlocked doors.
Don't be the one to get caught out. A community announcement by TIO, Crime Stoppers and the National Motor Vehicle Theft Reduction Council.
When we've got the football, they have to come and get it off us. Yeah? If they just want to front and the 50-50 contest is there, all right, you fucking win it. All right? Do we have any Charlie yet? One spot there, we need to get that better. Yeah? All right? So we're nearly on the way out, and then what we have... I don't want to go any closer to it. Okay, and then someone else. Harry, go okay? You are directing it. Okay, so you have to cut away so I can get on here. Okay, she's cut away so I can get... Oh, hang on. Okay, you want to talk to him?
So we're set for a pretty interesting third quarter here. That quarter, Darwin scored 2 goals, 6. The Eagles did not score, but they still hold sway. 7-8, the Eagles leading to Darwin 3-9. I think we can get down to Kieran Davis down there. He's been listening in. Kieran, with you.
Well, Dean Rioli was just saying the game's going to come down to who can work the hardest, who can put in the hard yards and keep control of the ball. If the Wanderers want to win the game, they can win it. They just have to keep working harder than Darwin. It's going to be hard with their 1 interchange rotation, but they got the advantage. They have the lead. They just need to hold on, work harder than Darwin, and try and get the 4 points.
Good on you, Kieran. So 1 rotation. How tough is that, Jared?
Yeah, look, mentally, for a player out there. The game started at 4:30. It was extremely hot and humid, and as we saw, it did zap a fair bit of the pace out of the players for the first half. Dean Rioli, as a coach, would have a number of rotations through the midfield, a number of rotations through the forward line, and that certainly puts the team off balance. So they're going to have to try and generate that on field, and that's not a great position to be in. However, they are the reigning premiers. They are going to have to do it the hard way, and It's all before them.
Well, I can see the Eagles down there looking on the bench. Joe Walsh sits on the bench all alone. I'm not sure what's happening with Brenton Motlop. He's lying down in front of the coach's box. So whether he's part of that interchange setup or not, the Eagles have got some work to do here. They're 4 goals in front. They need to kick the first goal of this last quarter, I reckon, to give themselves some breathing space. Even though 4 goals is a fair bit in modern-day footy, it's not enough to win a game, is it really, especially at the top of the last quarter?
No, not at all. There's certainly Buffaloes have certainly worked their way into this game and have the talent to be able to get the scoreboard pressure to get in front.
So Eagles getting a little fumbly at the moment. That handball was good. Here goes Darwin forward, dropping the ball. It was a great tackle.
How good is Simon Bates?
He can run them down, can't he?
Tell you what, his speed, again, another one. Jared Stokes is renowned for his speed, and he was in space. But for Simon Bates to run him down, well done.
He just got there in a flash. Kick was intended for Fijo, and the ball forced over the boundary line.
They were out then. Buffaloes were out and away.
That was a goal, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And it would have been the start that they wanted, but well done, defensive pressure. Obviously, Simon Bates wants to win this game. See how many more of his teammates want to join him.
So there's only been 2 players really been outstanding for Wanderers. He's one of them, but Tom Motlop the other one. Tom is head and shoulders above them all.
Absolutely.
And what about the Buffs? Who's playing well out there?
Yeah, well, again, the first half was all Wanderers, but that third quarter, again, Michael Hayden, Jeremy Watson, Timothy Eldridge, joined Matty Campbell, Toshi Kernoff, Damien Williams and Phillip Wills to get them back in the game.
So Wanderers here, trying to get clear with the footy. They go to the middle. There's Thomas Motlop, caught from behind. Umpire says play on. No, it was a throw, he said. So Darwin are going to get the free kick. It's one free kick that I never, ever quite understand. When you're cruising out on a field and there's 18 players chasing you down, to think that you've got all day in the world to kick the thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a stroll along the beach, they're going to get you. That's why they're out there.
Oh, well, that's why some players are better than others, Charlie. They sum up the situation pretty well and make decisions quickly under pressure.
Yeah. Oh, that's a heavy bump there on Fijo. Did well in defence there, the Buffaloes through Maroney. Eldridge goes to ground. Clean up, Darwin was good in defence. Kick up over the wing. Thomas Motlop lost it. Ball gathered in there by Jeremy Watson. Tried to get free, couldn't get it. Sean Wilson got to the footy. He's caught. His handball comes out in the direction of Collinson. Collinson's kick up to half forward. Only one man wanted it, but he didn't complete the mark in the end, Toshi Kernoff. But Darwin win it anyway along the boundary line, but the free kick's going to be played back here. It's come back to Michael Hagan. Outside 50, Hagan. He's got a player running forward. Kicks, ball lands on the ground, no mark. Umpire says play on. Chance there for Darwin, didn't come off. Trying to bust their way through, and they can't get out of trouble there, the Eagles. Held up... back there was Braden McLean.
It's just a bit of miscommunication there, and I think that's the issue with Damien Williams at full forward at the moment. He's not a traditional full forward. That should have been his ball 100% when that ball was getting kicked in. He just pulled back a little bit, thinking that his teammate was going to drop in there and grab it, but it didn't turn out that way.
There's not a player within 30 metres of that ball. But he did well to get there, though. That was Savika, rather. Wanderers with a little push out have done pretty well, and then the high up and under kick, will it bounce? No, it doesn't. They were able to get back and do a pretty good job in defence. And the Buffaloes can come away. They're in the opposite back pocket now, and then the kick up towards the wing. Eldridge got that, went right over there. Plenty of Wanderers support at the back. Handball went over the top. That's better play from them. Gave it off to Jerome Motlop down towards the top of the goal. Squished it on, got up very high, couldn't complete the mark, left it behind. Oh, it was a great climb from him, but he didn't quite get it. And this little kick, will it stay in the field of play? No, it doesn't.
Oh, some sensational football. Thorne there with the one-hander, and he was certainly up there.
Liam Patrick's limp him down there. Deep in that forward pocket.
He is too.
Maroney's gone to him. He's hurt his leg. Simon Bates, head down over the footy.
Atkins clearly won the football there in the ruck contest, but tapped it behind him to 2 Wanderers players. So a bit more talk in the stoppages.
Bates was gone, laid over the top of the footy. Sean Wilson with the kick. Up towards the wing. Gave it off there to Jared Stokes. Stokes to the middle with the kick. He's got the runner going for him, Hagan. Hagan gets to the footy and then dropped it and then came back and then put the afterburners on, and away he went with the little kick inside 50. Ball punched away. Wanderers in defence had to work pretty hard. Getting across there was Wheatra. Ball spills towards the boundary line. Matt Campbell gets to it. Campbell comes back with the kick, measures it across field and finds Mabo Murunguric. Has it inside 50. So Murunguric took a strong mark there in front of Bo Cabillo.
How many people watching in Nhulunbuy do you think, Charlie?
Well, I told him last night, I was at their dinner there last night, I said, you better be watching on telly tomorrow.
Yes. Well, this is his time to shine for the people back home and in Gove.
Mabo with the roost, right to the goal line, tapped on the line, kicked off the ground. I reckon it's a Darwin goal. It landed on the ground. No one went back. The umpire's gone to have a little chat about it. That looked like a goal from here. We'll wait on it. It landed on the line. It's a goal.
Just wanted to make sure. Good work, umpires. And a goal assist. We'll put that down as a goal assist to Mabo for the fans back in Nhulunbuy. But Damien Williams gets his second, I believe. No, his first.
Yeah, he's first. So they're making a charge now. They've kicked the last 3 goals, haven't they?
They have.
Tossi, Kunoth, Sambono, and now Williams.
And they're just their intensity around the football's been. It's lifted. It's certainly lifted since half time, and again, this is a repeat of about 3 or 4 weeks ago when we saw these two teams go head to head.
So from the middle, Wanderers can't get clear. Darwin working hard for the footy. People like Philip Wills and that do so well in the middle there, aren't they? When the crunch comes.
Absolutely.
Darwin better by hand here. They use it pretty well. Spearing kick to 50 was real nice into the hands there of Campbell.
This is where they need obs.
So Campbell, all Darwin back here. Gee, Wanderers are lucky to get there. They were outnumbered. And these live wire forwards down there from Darwin doing terrifically well, making Wanderers take real risks, and those risks don't always play off. So 7 minutes gone, Eagles leading 7-8 to 4-9.
And the umpires called that as a deliberate out of bounds.
Oh, you are kidding me.
Oh, no. Mitch Taylor just booted the ball off the ground in trying to clear the fence, and I thought that was a bit rough. However,
poetic justice in the end because it was kicked out of bounds on the full. The player thought that received it, said, no, that wasn't fair, umpire. I'll replay this. I'll repay it.
I'm sure that's what he was thinking, Charlie.
That wasn't Bo Cabillo close to the mark again, was it? Oh, there's so many stories unfolding here in this game. Kick along the boundary line out of bounds.
Some more spring in their step at the moment. The Darwin Buffaloes is quite noticeable in how they're leading their players, the Buffaloes players, how they're leading their opposition players to the football.
Yes, Wanderers are playing the man with the ball rather than playing the ball.
Correct.
And getting clear. They're too busy trying to tackle the player who's got the ball. And trying to save this lead. You won't save this lead. You've got to kick a goal and get to the other end. Here's a chance for them if they can get onto the footy. They've got it at defensive 50, the Eagles. They come through the middle. That's a great kick. That really is a good kick. They dropped the mark, the Eagles, and then went with that handball around the body when it was unnecessary, and they've turned it over again. Up towards half forward. Wanderers with the clean-up. Mitch Taylor back there, goes backwards, gives it to Thomas Motlop, kicks it up towards the wing. Thorne in good position, takes the mark, and then plays on. Unnecessary, shouldn't have done it. Messed it up, Bo Cabillo, then dropped the footy. Should have been penalised. Umpire let him go on. And Bo Cabillo in all sorts of trouble. It's an unnecessary handball, Jared.
Well, he was out, Charlie. I think the handball was just a bit too loopy, though. He just needs to drill it. He got a little bit relaxed on trying to give the handball off to his teammate Shane Thorne.
So all the Darwin players down there were about 3 of them where that ball landed, and they didn't take possession. If they'd taken possession, could use a handball, they would have got the kick forward. But they are pushing, and the Eagles are not responding.
Oh, and we see another player for Wanderers limp off here, and is it Jerome? No, Brenton Motlop.
Brenton Motlop. To the walking wound of the Eagles.
At the moment, absolutely.
And it'll be a miracle win if they can get it. They might need this man to play a big role. Love it. He's been okay back there. Little kick was good. Gee, that was done nicely. Wasn't straight into the hand. That was so clever to Nook Mansell. How good was that?
He's certainly one of the players that needs to stand up for the Wanderers in this last quarter. And he's gone down back to actually try and stop some of the flow that Buffs have at the moment.
So Wanderers have not bothered the scoreboard since the second term, and we are nearly 10 minutes gone in the final term.
And now Jerome Motlop has come off for the Wanderers, so they're certainly very thin on the bench for the Muck-Mucks.
Darwin win it, up towards half forward. Ball forced towards the boundary line and over again. The Wanderers don't mind doing this. Darwin just want to get it out of there. Sembono down there. So Bates has gone there. Thomas Motlop's gone back in defence deeper. Yes, if you thought you had Obbs down in the forward line, Darwin would win this in a canter, wouldn't they? They'd run all over Wanderers in this last quarter. Jeez, sloppy old game. Here's Thorne. He's got a bit of a climb here. Thorne did it well. Knocked it down inside 50. Ball left behind. Chance here to Thorne, but the free kick's given away. Darwin have won it in defence.
Kicking in danger.
It was a fair call.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing wrong with that. Short kick to centre half back. They take it out wide. Gee, how clever was that? Nicely done out there by Timmy Eldridge. He's a beauty, and he gets on his horse and away he goes. They're not going to catch him. Catch me if you can, he says. And they can't, and he spears it inside 50. Eagles get back in defence, forcing it out towards the boundary line. Andrew Lovett did pretty well. Darwin get it instead. Spear to the pocket. Matt Campbell takes the mark, and he straightens up. Turned it over. No, he didn't. Darwin got the mark. I thought he turned it over. I thought Wanderers got hold of that. But clever play, Darwin, so quick.
There's millimetres in that, and for a left footer, Matty Campbell, and again, his experience in the game, it's certainly a kickable goal. However, he thought Michael Hayden, we need to get him into the game. Get him on the scoreboard, so I'll kick it to him in the centre of the ground.
Well, some people are talking about this guy being picked up in the draft. Directly out in front, and he'll kick it goal, and I reckon he's delivered. He has.
Yeah, he kisses the finger and points to the sky. Gets his name on the score sheet, and he's certainly one identified at half-time that needed to lift his game to another level, and he's done that, and Mark Motlop's actually put him down back.
7-8 to 1-3 at half-time. Now they're within a kick or two. 2 kicks, and they're in front.
Unbelievable.
So 12 minutes gone. Still plenty of time left in it. Up in the middle, Liam Patrick doing the ruck work in there. Wanderers just can't. They just can't get any good clear kicks down in that forward line, can they? These little kicks that are just kicked off the ground go straight to a teammate, and Eldridge can't keep the ball in play. He thumps the turf in frustration, because had he have got it, he was away, wasn't he?
He was a big part of that last goal in the second effort where he followed up his kick to kick it to Matt Campbell. But that pendulum swing you talk about, Charlie, certainly was swinging Wanderers' way in the first half, and that swung back the other way for Buffs.
It does happen, doesn't it? So you see it in the games where the things that, you don't think, the 50-50 chances don't go for you, and then all of a sudden they do. But that's big. If you're game enough to run to position all the time, then you're going to get the footy. It's a kick inside the 50-metre line. Thomas Motlop knocked it to ground. Watson got across there, gave the handball. Campbell kicks it up, down towards the goal line. All Darwin down there, ball knocked away. Good work, Wanderers in defence. They had to do it. Terrific defensive work down there. Daniel Wheater. Who else? He's a great defender.
Quality player, and the courage to go back with the flight of the football again just shows how crucial he is to the Wanderers football team.
So his kick was good. And he finds Ferreira. Tuck in the back pocket. He should have got up a bit quicker. That's a terrible kick. Gee, that's poor, isn't it?
Yeah, concentration, although he is limping a bit, whether it's cramps,
yeah,
but still.
But you take your time, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You wait until they tell you to kick it. That is a terrible mistake.
Yeah, just a little bit rattled.
So here, the ball in the hands. I know what I'll be saying for the Darwin. I'll say Eagles don't want to win this. We can take this off them. Ball fisted away. That kick came in there by Wilson.
And as we see, Liam Patrick obviously gone into the ruck, and this is what I was talking about before. They have to generate changes and generate some rest for players on field, and I think the way Liam was playing, that you want to keep him in the forward line. However, he's had to go on ball.
Gee, the throw-in landed very short Darwin get a snap out of the pocket's going to miss. They're kicking a lot of points here, though. But that's indicative of their domination. I wonder if we can get anything down there from Kieran. Kieran, anything you can tell us? What about those rotations there, mate?
Well, Wanderers are still struggling, obviously. Darwin still have the full four-man bench, so they're obviously going to have a big advantage coming into these last 10 minutes.
And a good call. You can see Robbie Smith and Toshi Kernoff lining up to come on for the Darwin Buffs, and I believe Philip Wills is on the bench too, so there's plenty of fuel in the tank for the Buffaloes.
Here's Stokes with the footy. Jared Stokes goes for goal and kicks it. Mistake by the Eagles. Jared Stokes said, thank you very much, goal.
That's why he's in the side. Needs to make the most of those opportunities when they fall his way, and he's been quiet for most of this game. We saw Simon Bates run him down, but that's certainly got the crowd off their feet. As we see Sean Wilson come off for Robbie Smith. A very important centre bounce here. Patrick up against Atkins. 3
points the difference now. What a remarkable comeback from the Darwin Buffaloes. If they can win this, they've won 5 in a row, haven't they?
Especially with the outs. We've spoken about that, how it impacted their team in the first half. So they can pull this one off. The confidence is going to be an all-time high. And whoever plays them next week, look out.
See, Wanderers have to take the risk now. That's the problem here, don't they? They have to take every risk in order to get the footy.
They do, and they just don't have that spring in their step at the moment.
Having said that, take nothing away from Darwin. It's been a terrific performance from them, but Wanderers since half-time have been nothing short of woeful, really. They've made every mistake you could possibly make. They didn't capitalise on opportunities.
Well, I think you called it well when you said that Wanderers have come out to try and protect the lead. They're not in there creating and looking after the teammates and playing football. That's
Darwin free kick again.
It's been the best way to describe, I guess, the two halves. Wanderers were making the most of the opportunities and playing footy. The second half, they just want to try and hang on to the score.
They had such a big lead. They were almost 7 goals clear at half-time. And to be run down twice by Darwin, I don't know what psychological damage that does to a team. Really. I mean, you just rethink your whole playing group, wouldn't you?
Well, there's obviously some work to be done on the injury side of things, and the game's certainly not over. Wanderers have enough talent out there to still get the job done, but they need to find a spark.
Well, they need to kick a goal.
That's going to make it harder.
I reckon they're in front.
Robbie Smith.
He just nailed it.
Yeah, he learned from his set shot. That was a terrible kick in the third quarter, but he made a decision. He went back and nailed it.
Well, I don't believe what I'm seeing here. I don't think I've ever seen quite a game from one team just absolutely stopping as though they'd run into a brick wall, and the other team just exploding into action. It's amazing.
I think that's Brenton Motlop. He's that injured and certain that he's not coming back onto the field, that he's just walked straight off.
Here's Thorne. Gets away, thumps it down the forward line. Darwin have the luxury of having an extra player back in defence. They're full of confidence. They got runners. They got the spread going here. And here comes the kick out towards Philip Wills, the very trusty leader. Drops the mark on the half-back line. Comes back because he's got a runner who can come from the back pocket. Darwin full of confidence. Down towards their half-forward line. Good mark, the Eagles. He's hurt himself. He's come down hard, hasn't he? That's Lovett. Knocked the wind out of him, I reckon.
Yeah, good call, umpire. I mean, Lovett took the mark anyway, but there was no ice for footy on that occasion.
Now he just punches it in, short.
Wanderers were lucky there, I reckon, because Darwin had their players were a metre ahead of their opponents at every contest there.
Well, one team's really switched on. Kieran, the other team's not sure what to do here. They're at 6s and 7s at the 19-minute mark. Eagles with the kick. It's a thumping big kick from Thorne down towards the forward. Little push out there on Nook Mansell. Ball towards the boundary line. So Wanderers have it where they want it at almost the 20-minute mark. It's going to be, well, quite a long quarter because Darwin have kicked 4 goals in it and it's been out of bounds a little bit. So we might run for at least another 3 minutes, I reckon. So Eagles, if they can kick a goal here, they might be able to defend the lead. But, gee, what are their chances?
Well, there's some big question marks over their fitness and conditioning at the moment, Charlie. There's a few players going down for cramps, but
free kick here to the Eagles.
PJ didn't look like he was about to run again, but however, he got up on his feet and made the tackle. Well done.
So kick to the top of the goal square. Oh, gee, that was wasted kick, wasn't it? Right there, just 3 Darwin players sitting back in defence, and they get 50 as well.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. All their players are struggling and stretching and heads down, hands on knees. And then to give a 50 away just makes everyone work that little bit harder.
And no one can come off either. There is literally no one at the interchange bench ready to come onto the field for the Wanderers.
Gee, this team is in. Wanderers are in a real mess. Beaten in the last minute by Nightcliff last week out at Gardens Oval. Or beaten after the siren, really. And here to give up a 7-goal lead and get run down. They're in a real mess. All Darwin here, they're just controlling the footy and playing terrific footy. Short kicks, long kicks, spread it out wide. Make Wanderers come to you along the boundary line. See, they just move that from one end of the ground to the other without any opposition at all.
And smart play here. Smart play to actually go back and take your time to have a set shot.
They're 3 points in front. Do you know this could be the last kick of the match? That siren, I didn't think this will go past 22 minutes. Somewhere between 22 and 23 minutes.
Certainly a sense of deja vu here, Charlie, from the last
we saw it before, didn't we?
Left footer. Not quite.
Oh, knocked through. Now, last roll of the dice for the Eagles here. Can they take it coast to coast?
Well, Liam Patrick's in the middle of the ground, waving his arms around, and that's where they go.
They're setting the task. And Darwin sent it straight back from where it came, and the Eagles are going to win it here. Here's their chance. They need to get the kick away. High down towards the half-forward line. Wanderers have players down there. Can they get the run? Yes, they have. Open goal. Runs in. Misses from directly out in front. Unbelievable. Goodness me. Ferreira, who's had a horror night. He's had a horror night, and he's directly out in front of an open goal, and he missed.
Yeah, well, the pressure was on him. So, well done to the defence from the Darwin Buffaloes.
And that was their first score of this half.
Of the second half. So Darwin can't believe their luck, I tell you.
Oh, the pressure's on them now. Can they hold steady?
Well, I reckon the siren's going to beat them here. The Eagles, they can't get it back that other end of the ground unless someone takes a mark. And if Darwin keep playing the way they're playing, can that little pendulum swing a little bit further again?
Yeah.
Not with kicks like that, it won't.
Oh.
That's better. Now where's the break? Here. Eagles on the push. Siren beats them. Unbelievable win to the Darwin Buffaloes. They have come from absolutely nowhere to record a stunning victory. You can't describe it any other way. Down 7-8 to 1-3 at half-time. They kicked 6 goals to nothing in the second half and ran the Eagles down. What a victory.
Unbelievable, Charlie, and that obviously hurts. You see the number of players that are the Wanderers players that are sitting down at the moment, heads down and absolutely shattered. It was their game for all of the first half. 7-goal lead, as you said, and a sense of deja vu, and the Buffs have, on the back of no doubt another Mark Motlop inspirational talk at half-time, have run them down.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll give credit to Darwin, there's no doubt about it. That's a terrific second half, but that was the most woeful, inept performance from Wanderers in the second half that I've seen for many, many years. They might well have not been out there on the ground, in all honesty.
Yeah, well, they certainly are a lot better team than that. Again, I raised the question marks around sort of the fitness and the conditioning. There's no doubt they're missing a number of key players as well. We've spoken about the 2 outs for the Darwin Buffaloes that mean so much to them, but to get that win is just going to, their confidence is through the roof, and look out whoever's playing them next weekend.
Terrific win here for the Darwin Buffaloes. What an incredible win for them. No multiple goal kickers for either team. They're all singles, and Wanderers kicked 7 of them in the first quarter and in the first half, and Darwin kicked 1, and in the second half Darwin kicked 6 and Wanderers kicked none, so they got there to win it in the end. Final comment from you, Jared.
Yeah, so better players for the Wanderers. Thomas Motlop was clearly their best player from start to finish. Simon Bates was their second. Andrew Lovett certainly got his work rate up and into the game, and Leslie Moroney had a number of scoring shots up forward, and it was really good. And Davin Ferreira almost pinched the game for him in the dying seconds, but Matthew Campbell for the Darwin Buffaloes, Matthew Campbell, Toshi Kurnoff, Damien Williams when he went from full-back to full-forward, Savinka down back, Michael Hagan worked his way into the game in the second half, Timmy Eldridge, Watson was on fire, he just needed a couple of goals against his name, but he was certainly one of their best players, and Jared Stokes as well chipped in with a pretty handy goal late in the game.
Thank you, Jared. We'll do it all again next week. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the footy here from the TIO Stadium. It is a remarkable win to the Darwin Buffaloes. They came from nowhere. They came out of the clouds. After trailing 7-8 to 1-3 at half-time, they got up to win 7-12 to 7-8. The Buffaloes victorious in round 8.